Five of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and people are going to be like, we don't like you. We don't like you one bit. Stay away. Especially as Johnny moves forward. I did say, I see this year Johnny Depp coming into his soulmate. And when that happens, she's going to be miserable about it. Miserable. Which is so unfortunate. You know, we all see it's not easy, and I will give her that. I have famous exes, and it's not easy when you see them move on. But one of them particularly moved on a while ago, and I'm only happy for him, you know. And it took a lot of healing in me to move forward. In the beginning, I wasn't that happy about it because he's such a great guy. But if you really, truly have a pure heart, you should not be jaded about it. You should not be jealous about it. Just move on with your life. And that's how I feel. I feel like, you know, if somebody, I didn't make him happy, but I hope somebody else makes him happy. I really do. I believe that. Because there's no point in being vengeful about the past. It's just not worth it. So that's the thing about, she's going to Four of Cups be scorned. She's going to see the headlines of him getting married and be mad, miserable, absolutely like it's not gonna be good. So with career, with love being Seven of Pentacles, I see Hi everyone, welcome back to No Lifetime. My name is Hallie, so grateful to have you all. I'm continuing 2025 predictions. I've been doing them since November, and they've been so fun to do, so I'm just going to do 2-3 more weeks of them. I did post on my community post if you wanted me to do more. Some of you have given me suggestions that I've integrated into this week and the next 2 weeks. So I already have who I'm going to be doing up. If you want to make a recommendation, I'm taking recommendations only for 2025 right now, please guys. So I appreciate the recommendations, but that's until the end or end of January. I will only be doing 2025 predictions. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is a longer version of the video. A lot of you love that I've gone back to this format. I like it too. It gives me a chance to kind of speak a lot. I don't feel pressured. I do like the longer videos. Yeah, so I'm going to start off with Kendrick Lamar doing The Weekend, Jessica Biel, Amber Heard, Ashton Kutcher, and Scooter Braun. So yeah, it should be an interesting mix. I have changed my live. I usually do a weekly live on Thursdays. I've changed it to Wednesdays just because my schedule changed. I'm trying to get an app out. It should be out very soon. I released it to Apple, it got rejected, so I'm working on the fixes. I'm going to release it again, hopefully in the next 2-3 weeks. So I had to change my schedule so that it matches, so that I get to relax too, because I was kind of overworking myself and I don't want to do that. Even though I work a lot, I don't want to overwork myself. Okay, so I'm using the Earth Woman Tarot for this deck, for this reading. I love this deck. So beautiful. It's one of my favorite decks, honestly. Yeah, so let's get into it. So with that being said, I pulled up career, love, well-being, as I've done before. With career, I get Two of Cups. So I see him working. You know, Kendrick is set to headline 2025, the halftime show. It should be interesting. I'm not a big Kendrick Lamar fan. I do like that he's a Sun and Gemini. I have a strong love for Sun and Geminis. I think they're very much needed in the world. I feel like he kind of, I don't know, plays both sides, but that's just my opinion about him. There he will be making a big partnership with somebody. I see it being maybe like renewal of a contract. The halftime is going to be very good for him. Very, very good. It's going to help him spur in different directions and strengthen his base in terms of his fans, his popularity. They're going to stay loyal to him. And yeah, I'm excited for him because that's very, very powerful. I see him doing some kind of collaboration with possibly like Nike or something like that. I find it so funny. You know, this is just my 2 cents. When these like hardcore hip hop guys are like, oh, F the system, and then they're gonna work with Nike. It's like, okay, you're not really F the system because you're working with one of the biggest capitalistic, you know, giants of the world. So it's not really, I think it's hypocritical. But anyways, I see him working with Nike, that stuff, and getting like a t-shirt, there's gonna be like a t-shirt. I see a t-shirt that's signed of his name. Might be a commercial, but it's gonna be really cool. I see the sneakers signed too. It's gonna be really cool. He's very creative. Geminis are very, very creative. I always say this. I think Geminis are the genius of the zodiacs. They inspire me. Geminis and Scorpios are very inspirational. So as we get into love, Queen of Cups, he is married. I don't know too much about Kendrick Lamar. In fact, I think this is my first video on him, or second video on him. But I see him solidifying his... It's going to be a very good year for him. Very, very good. Queen of Cups. So I see here with Queen of Cups, his wife, they went through a lot of issues. And I don't know really what came out. I don't focus on media. I say this all the time. I love reality TV. That's what I am obsessed with. So I don't really pay attention to like rap battles, stuff like that. So if it's come out about his wife and them going through challenges, I didn't know about it because I just didn't. So if they went through like a challenging time, they're going to go through challenging times again. You know, that is marriage. But she's going to question whether she should stay or not. There's going to be people in her ear telling her, you know, don't stay with him, don't stay with that. And honestly, the grass sometimes isn't greener, you know. And I think sometimes, especially as women, we get convinced, we get on this like bandwagon. And I'm not talking about if there's any DV involved. That's something completely different. That I have a lot of empathy for people, men and women, who go through it. You know, it's horrific. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just plain struggles in marriages, plain struggles in relationships, which are going to happen. Sometimes women, we vent to each other, which I've done before, and then your friends will convince you, hey, don't stay with him. Why are you staying with him? And then you see your friend staying in worse situations. It's like, why do I listen to that friend, you know? So she's going to have to weigh out something. She feels kind of isolated. She's going to feel isolated. He's going to be touring a lot. And because of that, she might even have another man in her life and justice file for divorce. She might meet somebody new. Somebody might like kind of lure her in and say, you know, you can do better. He did this, he did that. And I see her possibly filing for divorce. The justice card is often, if it comes to relationships, about divorce. And it's going to leave her kind of questioning. He's going to feel very betrayed. Very, very betrayed. Yeah, but I hope they work through it. I don't see them working through it, but I hope they work through it. So, with the moon. Wow, that went like a turn for him. But if they do work out, I just don't see it working out with her. Because I think she's very... And this is something as women we need to work on. Holding grudges. You know, there's a difference between saying somebody's not going to be in your life and just completely Xing them out, versus having somebody in your life and keep bringing back the past. You know, that's grudge holding. Keep bringing up the past. Like, I did this for you, I did that for you. Which I see her doing. She's going to say, I held you down when you were broke. And this constant reminder is going to make him, as an earth sign, want to be free. So yeah. So with the moon, his overall being, I see he might be into spiritual, occultism, that kind of stuff. You know, tarot as a cult doesn't have to be bad. But I see him being into psychics, that kind of thing. As I am too. And one of the psychics is going to tell him what he needs to work on. Somebody that he sees, I see it being a psychic, it's 9 of Wands, going to tell him, hey, there's people around you shouldn't be able to trust. Geminis in general are very paranoid people, I found. With reason. a lot of the time. But he needs to not be so focused on that and focus on his work, focus on his art, and not be focused on the people he can't control. You know, because we can't control people no matter how much we try or don't try. So that's what I have for you about that, about Kendrick Lamar. Please let me know what you think. Please like, please subscribe. Also, please share the video if it was entertaining for you. I'm gonna move on to the weekend. A fellow Aquarius. I'm a Sun in Aquarius. We're both Aquarius in February's, but our birthdays are coming up soon. Oh no, he's January actually, because I always confuse that. But I know he's an Aquarius. So let me pull up his career, love, and well-being. I haven't done a weekend in a while actually. So let's see. Okay, wow. I always get so excited when I read other Aquarius because it's exciting. Okay, so his career, Knight of Coins. I see him possibly starting like a production company. Aquarius were very, and I'm not tooting our own horns. I am critical of Aquarius too, but something that we're very good at is being independent. And in relationships, in work situations, we're very good at like sticking to ourselves. We don't really get involved in the gossip, stuff like that. When people start being too gossipy, that's when I distance myself from them, because I'm like, if you're gossiping about that person, you're gossiping about me, you know. So with Knight of Coins, I'm using, by the way, the Crystal Magic Tarot. I love this deck. With Knight of Coins, sorry guys, it is New Year's Day, so people are celebrating outside. And I always say this, to live above a courtyard. So if you can hear them, I apologize. I am, when I edit it, going to clean the audio so that you don't have to hear them. So with Knight of Coins, I see him starting a production company. And he wants to get more into acting and more like producing, not really acting, but producing movies, producing those types of things. I think he's tried to act. He's not that good at acting, I think. You know, acting is not easy. My sister was an actress. She was also an Aquarius. I've tried to act. I used to be in like drama plays when I was in high school. I did actually a few TV shows too. And I don't really like, it wasn't for me because of remembering the lines. Oh my goodness. I was like, I used to get anxiety remembering lines. But a lot of Aquarius often transition from music to acting. Justin Timberlake, Oprah, she wasn't a musician, but she was, you know, a TV host. But I see him kind of thinking similarly to me and being like, I don't really want to do acting, but I do want to be a part of films, because he wants to create films that inspire. Aquarius, our big thing is that we love to inspire people. It gives us purpose, you know. The only criticism I have about that regarding him is that he has to walk the walk. I've seen a lot of Aquarius, Oprah being one of them, say that they're a certain way, but they don't walk the walk. They're not really that way. And it comes across fake and it comes across hypocritical. So he really has to walk the walk. If he's going to name his production company something that is like, be the change, something like that. And something that is moving to us, because that's how we are. We are big on purpose. We're big on spirituality. We're big on things like that. And he has to walk the walk, because otherwise it's going to come back to bite him. I can see it now. In the next 2 years, people are going to come out saying he's fake and not whatnot. So he has to really be it. So with his love being 9 of Wands, I think he might be single right now. I don't see anybody in his life. If he is dating her, it's very it's not that serious, you know. I wonder, he's what, he's 1986, so he's 3 years older than I am, so he's 38. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe, as millennials, the oldest millennials in their mid-40s, crazy. And here we are thinking we're still I mean, it's still young, but it's like, here we are thinking we're like, you know, in our early 20s. So 9 of Wands, I see him just wanting to be different. like I said, Aquarius, we're very good at being independent. In fact, it's getting into relationships that is the problem for a lot of us, especially if we've been hurt. And I see him being, obviously, a lot of Aquarius were very hippie type. He's the hippie type, loner type. I've dated a lot of Aquarius men, and none of the relationships I've had with Aquarius men have ended badly, but it just didn't. I felt like I was dating my friend, which I don't want. I want that romantic connection too. And so I think he feels like that. He feels like, okay, I haven't had anybody serious that I've really had that spark for, because it takes a lot for us to feel, Aquarius. Especially if you're a double Aquarius. I think he's Aquarius moon too. If you're Aquarius moon too, like me, double Aquarius, it takes a lot for us to get emotionally attached to people. A lot. It has to be years, because we're very loyal. If you're our friend, my real true friends, I've been friends with at least 10 years. At least. My best friend I've been friends with for 20 years. So we're that kind of people. Once we're emotionally attached, we're attached. But to get us to that point takes a long time. And I think that's why he hasn't had any relationships work out. 7 of Swords, 2 of Wands, and Queen of Swords. So there is somebody that he's kind of thinking of, but she's not really that interested. She might be also an Aquarius. And she's like, I'm not really interested. It takes a lot, let me tell you something. For us to get into a relationship, Aquarius, double Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, it takes a lot. We have to really, Aquarius, we can love somebody dearly and still not see a future with them, and still not want to be with them. Because we understand that it's not just love that makes a relationship work. It has to be a lifestyle, with that person. They have to understand us. We have to understand them. Understanding is big for us. So he is kind of trying to peek at somebody. She could also be Libra, because I just got Libra. He's trying to peek at somebody. She's not really interested. So he's going to be like, okay, fine, whatever. And then she's going to come back to him. And then things might evolve. I see the possibility of things working out. But something I also tell, especially male sun in Aquarius, drop the act. Drop the I'm so cool act. And humble yourself enough to be open to other people, And he really needs to focus on that, because she thinks he's not. She thinks he's pompous. She thinks he's, But if he... In fact, I think his moon might be in Scorpio, actually. But if he needs to show his emotion to her, and then she'll stay. Because I've had this instance too, where I've dated Aquarius men. I'm like, are they interested in me? I'm sure you have too. If you have, please let me know. Like, are they interested in me or not? So with 3 of Cups, Page of Swords being his well-being, I see him really wanting, he's diving into himself. This person, this woman, is going to open up his emotions, and he can't run away from them. He has to really learn to deal with his emotions, and it's going to be a form of strength. Big form of strength, if he can harness his emotions in a positive light. I often equate being Aquarius to recently the movie Wicked, the Wicked Witch of the West, because that's how we're often seen. People don't understand us. And if you look at the Wicked Witch of the West, from what other people have heard, they hate her. But if you hear her story, you understand her, and you see that she's being vilified to be this person that just isn't true, because we don't fit in to society. We really don't, Aquarius. We're our own people. Okay, so let me move on to Jessica Biel, who's the Sun in Pisces. I'm using the Pix del Soleil Tarot, so I'm going to pull up her career, love, and well-being. Okay, career, love, and well-being for 2025. Okay, wow. Okay, so I just want to preface this by saying, I think I have predicted before that I don't see her and Justin staying together. This is not my ill will of them. I don't have any investment in any of these. That's what I always say. Reality TV is my thing. That's what I'm invested in. But when it comes to regular celebrities, A-list people, I don't really have a bearing in their lives. It's not my thing. I just read what the tarot tells me. So when I saw that they would get divorced, when I saw that things would come to light, when I saw a lot of that kind of story, it only made sense because I'm honestly surprised they've lasted this long, her and Justin Timberlake. And I think the reason why it's lasted this long, this is something about Pisces and Cancers specifically. They love to be in love with someone that is a disaster. In general, I had a Pisces ex, and I always say this, one of my Pisces really good friends wanted me and this Pisces to be together. She was very pro us, and I always say why. She was like, because I like him so much, we always do work together, that stuff. And he was just in and out, and he might have his own story, his own version, and I totally understand that, and I'm not here to speak for him. But in my opinion, I always felt like if I were a train wreck, he would like me more, because he would tell me stories about his exes, and I was like, oh my gosh, that person sounds like a mess. And not from a judgmental place, just from like a, get your life together, or why would you stay with somebody if they're so messy, if you have so much to say about them? And I feel like he stayed with them. This is what I see about lots of Pisces. They often stay with people that are a mess so that they can look like the better person. And they can look like the savior. And I think that's what's happening between Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake, because he just got arrested for DUI. He initially said he didn't do it, then he ended up pleading guilty. So let's get into it. So with her career, King of Cups, she's going to be working with a famous director. Get like a Woody Allen type. Doesn't have to be Woody Allen, so please, people, don't come in the comment section like, why should she work with him? Just calm down. There's a lot of emotions attached to Woody Allen. I understand why, but let's not get crazy. An older type of person who's established in Hollywood. I see her taking on a role with this person, and it could be like a motherly role. She has to play like a stepmother, that kind of thing, where she's really going to have to transform physically, emotionally, and take on this role. It's going to be very powerful. I see her like crying. Obviously we can all cry. But I see it being poised, poignant, and I see I get an image of the poster and it being nominated for Golden Globe. You know how it has like the stuff around it when it's nominated for different things? I see that. I see it being a black and white poster, and she's like bruised, so it could be like about DV, and there's different things saying, oh my gosh, like critics saying she did such a good performance, it's Oscar buzzworthy, that kind of thing. So she's going to be working with somebody older, who's going to take her under her wing, who's going to kind of guide her, who's going to bring out her emotions, because Pisces are so phenomenal at being compassionate. I'm surprised that there aren't more famous Pisces actresses, because Pisces are very good. A lot of the compassion I've learned to have been from Pisces in my life, have come from my ex. He taught me a lot about compassion. Pisces friends I've had, they remind me, and Cancers, they remind me to be compassionate. They remind me to have empathy. They're very good at it. Sometimes too much. So with her love being the Hanged Man, this relationship is it's so over. And I think a part of her, she might have some Aquarius in her chart, is clinging on. She might have a Venus in Aquarius, because sometimes Venus in Aquarius, we do that. We cling on to a relationship to prove everybody wrong. That's why I stayed in my longest relationship, because I didn't want to prove everybody else right, even though people told me there was a train wreck, if people told me that I should be alone, I should be single, that kind of thing. I had to prove people wrong, and they often stay in situations to prove people wrong. I see that happening with her. She's definitely staying to prove people wrong. So So let's see, let's clarify. I mean, at this point, I don't even want to give you a time. I just think it's way overdue. And she's afraid to file, I believe, energetically what I pick up. Knight of Swords, Page of Wands, and a Chariot, because she doesn't want to come across... I think her parents, I think she comes from a very middle American family, wholesome family. Which reminds me, she was in 7th Heaven. I still love 7th Heaven. Oh my gosh, that was my show. 7th Heaven and that other Party of Five. I still love those two shows. So, with that being said, she grew up, I think her parents are Christian. I'm not saying Christians push this, but a big part of Christianity is two-parent household, you know, staying together, forgiveness, that kind of thing, which is the positive side of Christianity. I feel like I come down hard on Christians, and half my family is very Christian, so I really shouldn't, because they're wonderful people. But she wants to preserve this image of, which is my criticism too of Christianity, is pushing that you have to stay together no matter what. Even if the person's mean to you, you know, forgiveness no matter what. And I think forgiveness is taken out of context many times. You can forgive and have that person out of your life. You know, it doesn't mean you're holding a grudge if you decide to no longer be friends with somebody, or you decide to divorce somebody, if you decide not to speak to someone again. It doesn't mean that. So I see her trying to hold on to this image of, I'm the perfect parent, we parent well together, we're meant to be in each other's lives, you know, so forth and so forth. And it's not really, people aren't buying it. People aren't buying it. So with her well-being being 7 of Cups, I see here if she taps into 7 of Cups is the card of Pisces. And if she taps into her dreamer spirit, all Pisces have this dreamer spirit, you know, and it makes them so creative, makes them believe in people a lot. I have many great things to say about Pisces. I just think that sometimes them willing to come across as the savior makes them ruin their lives, because they often, you know, they say birds of a feather. And who you surround yourself with kind of speaks volumes to who you are. And oftentimes, because they surround themselves with people that they want to give second chances over and over. You see that with Justin Bieber. It makes them look like the bad guy. And I don't believe in public perception, but I just mean you want to surround yourself with people that bring out the best in you, that make you better. You know, you don't surround yourself with people that you feel sorry for. You shouldn't. Because then there's nothing really to attain to. You want to constantly be growing. Or maybe not. Maybe she doesn't want to grow. But I'm telling you, a life of surrounding yourself with people that depress you, that make you feel bad about yourself, who don't offer anything productive, that is only going to eat away at you. So the Ace of Swords, 5 Wands, and 8 of Swords. I get very strongly here that there's a sense of, okay, I'll just let it be, you know. But her 8 of Swords, that dreamer spirit, that fighter inside of her wants to come out. I even see her doing boxing. I love boxing. So fun. I see her doing boxing, that kind of thing. And this role is going to change her a lot, to the point that she's going to have no choice but to move on to a new phase in her life. So I'm very happy for her. I really hope, I don't know, I just want more for her. And that's her choice, that's her life. I don't like to push my opinion on other people in terms of what they should be or what they should do. But I wish more for her. Okay, let's move on to Amber Heard. Lots of you have been asking me for this, especially because recently she came out and she supported Blake Lively in her lawsuit and said that it happened to her. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I've been very accurate in my coverage of Amber Heard and the Johnny Depp situation. Very, very accurate. Go check out my videos. I said that she would move to another country. I said that firstly I said she was going to lose. And then I said she was going to move to another country. I said she was going to keep saying she was the victim. So let's see. Well, technically she didn't lose, but she didn't win, if that makes any sense. I never believed her from day one, but that's just a side story that I've already explained in that video. So you can go back and watch if you want to know more. Okay, so I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot. I love this deck too. I love all my decks. I'm so grateful. Really, really grateful. I'm actually working on an app that's a tarot app. Well, it's an Oracle app. And then I'm going to do my tarot app. So it's coming out soon. So I'd love if you supported it when it comes out. Okay, so Amber Heard is the sun in Taurus. She's very beautiful. Well, she was very beautiful. I don't know what happened. Let me not be mean. A career, love, and well-being. I don't like to be a hater. Career, love, and well-being. Career, love, and well-being. Okay, I'm also going to do Elon Musk next week. Yeah, I plan on doing Elon Musk next week. I might change my mind, but I just think it's very fitting, especially because I'm not an Elon Musk fan. Even though I'll explain to you in the video why I'm not an Elon Musk fan. Okay, so with her career being Queen of Wands, she always comes out as the Queen of Wands. It's crazy. Her and Olivia Wilde, similar energy. So she has this inner fire, right? And it came out very well. When you have this kind of energy, she might have a moon in Aries or something like that, moon in Leo. When you have this inner fire like this, it can be productive, but if you don't harness it correctly, if you don't harness it in the right place, it can be used against people in your life. I feel very bad for her daughter. I feel very, very bad because she had a child by surrogacy. I feel extremely... somebody who had a narcissistic parent. I feel very bad for her because... I don't want to get into it, but it just makes me very sad. So, I see her having these bouts of rage, right? And with her career, she is planning this rage she feels sometimes inside of her. She wants to be... That's probably why she's responded so quickly to this whole Blake Lively situation. Because she's still scorned. She's still scorned. And you know, Shakespeare did say, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That she'll always try to get back at Johnny Depp. She'll always try to get back at her exes. I'm surprised she hasn't tried to get back at Elon Musk, which I find very interesting. Even though he said, I just don't feel like... Maybe I should do a breakdown about it. I just don't feel like... And I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't think Elon was attractive enough to her for her to be emotionally invested. She seems very materialistic, very superficial. And I think her being with Johnny, like on red carpets and stuff like that, kind of made her feel like powerful. You know, this type of energy. It's very much like... And it's funny because when I do Johnny Depp's readings, I see his future, who I believe to be her soulmate. She's Queen of Earth. She's very down to earth. The Queen of Wands in its shadow side has something to prove, is very proud, kind of gets into situations that they shouldn't. Similar to BPD, borderline personality, disorder. Just doing things, histrionic, doing things, ending up in situations that they really shouldn't, blaming other people for it, even though it was completely on them. So... she's defiant and she wants to plan a comeback. I have said this, that she's planning a comeback and somebody has promised her. I see it being an exec who wanted to take Johnny Depp down. This person has promised her, hey, I will help you. Just stay put. Stay put. Stay put. Stay put. With the Knight of Wands, the Empress, this person I think was in love with her. And it must have been difficult, you know, when I only want to speak briefly because I don't want to make this a Johnny Depp video, but it must have been difficult being in a relationship with her because she probably made him feel like he was like last place. And I've been there before. It's not easy that there's a line of suitors waiting for her, you know. That's the energy that I get. So this person has promised her a comeback. This person has promised her, you'll be fine, you'll be this, you'll be that. Just wait. And she's going to get impatient. She's going to come forward, and she's going to get way more backlash. 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and people are going to be like, we don't like you. We don't like you one bit. Stay away. Especially as Johnny moves forward. I did say, I see this year Johnny Depp coming into his soulmate. And when that happens, she's going to be miserable about it. Miserable. Which is so unfortunate. You know, we all see it's not easy, and I will give her that. I have famous exes, and it's not easy when you see them move on. But one of them particularly moved on a while ago, and I'm only happy for him, you know. And it took a lot of healing in me to move forward. In the beginning, I wasn't that happy about it because he's such a great guy. But if you really, truly have a pure heart, you should not be jaded about it. You should not be jealous about it. Just move on with your life. And that's how I feel. I feel like, you know, if somebody, I didn't make him happy, but I hope somebody else makes him happy. I really do. I believe that. Because there's no point in being vengeful about the past. It's just not worth it. So that's the thing about, she's going to 4 of Cups be scorned. She's going to see the headlines of him getting married and be mad, miserable, absolutely like it's not going to be good. So with career, with love being 7 of Pentacles, I see her, I saw like a bunch of proposals from men, but the thing is, I think she's so difficult. I think a lot of these men that have psychological issues, and I have said this before, Elon being one of them, I think he has a lot of psychological issues. I think these men want to save her, you know, and they want to save her from any situation she's in, because if you know somebody who has borderline personality, they get themselves in situations, and there's usually someone, if it's a woman that has BPD, it's usually a woman it's usually a man, or it could be a woman if they are in a same-sex relationship, that wants to save them. It's usually romantic. And there's always somebody who wants to save them, you know? And in saving them, they don't understand. Being in a relationship with somebody who has cluster B personality type, I've been with somebody that has cluster B, it's like holding on to fire, you know, you're like, at some point you just have to let it go. Because you're going to burn yourself. And in the beginning, it's like exciting. You know, you're like playing with fire. You know, like, I could get burned, but this is fun. This is passionate. And then it gets too hot. You're like, I'm done. You know, I don't want anything to do with this person. It's too much for me. And she's seeing that about herself. She's like, yeah, I see a marriage coming. But this marriage won't last long. It's going to be like a 3-4 month marriage type. And the person is going to, like I said, touch the fire. I gotta go. And I see this person being European, this guy. I did say he was French. So I did say a while ago he was French. I see her moving to France at some point. Even though she's in Spain right now, I see her moving to France. And I get the name Gerard. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, because like I always say, guys, I focus on reality TV. So I know all about that, but when it comes to like details about stuff like that, you guys have to tell me what goes on. So I see like a rich, he might be like a director. I said this, so I've seen this guy for at least 2 years. I see him being French. I see him being rich, and I see him being kind of like into dark stuff. Movies, he might be a director. But he feels like, okay, this is passionate. And it's fun, you know. Imagine having like passionate intimacies with somebody. I'm telling you, like BPD people, they seem very enticing. They're very charming in the beginning. She's very good at charming, because they adopt different roles. Borderline personality, like they take it to the edge. And then, I'm not obviously a psychologist, so I don't mean to paint them in a bad light, because they do have a good light too. But being with people who have cluster B personalities and do not handle themselves correctly, that's what I mean to say, because I don't want to say the wrong word to offend people, not in a PC way, just in a sensitivity. I want to be sensitive about it. They will hurt you. You have to be, they will hurt you. It's just a matter of when. So with her overall well-being, Page of Pentacles and King of Wands, what did I say about the King and the Queen? This guy that's coming into her life, he thinks he's her soulmate, and he's going to try to control her. He's going to try to he's French. I see him being French. And she's going to throw tantrums. She's very unhealed. And that's what one of the most difficult things about being close to somebody with a personality disorder like this, what I believe her to have, is that you can't help them. You can't help them. And when you love them, you want to help them. You want to be like, okay, they're just misguided. They just have this. Like, you make excuses. They're just like this. They're just like this. And then you have to realize, no, this person is really their own enemy. And there's nothing I can do to help them. So that's what I have for you guys about Amber Heard. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let's move on, because I do want to get 2 more in. And the next person I'm going to do is Ashton Kutcher, Sun in Aquarius. So I've been accurate a lot about Ashton Kutcher. Check out my videos about him. I will have cards up. I even have a playlist about him. I'm using the Good Tarot, by the way. So let's see. Career, love, well-being. I used to have a huge crush on Ashton Kutcher. Actually, one of my exes looks a lot like him. funny. I don't know. I just feel like he's the shadow side of Aquarius that can come across fake and not walk the walk. You know, he's been very quiet about Diddy, which is very interesting. Somebody that's so into human trafficking but can't even be against your friend or say anything about your friend that's alleged to be in it. So I find that very interesting. But anyway, so let's pull up career. 6 of Air, which is 6 of Swords in the traditional deck. So I see him trying to get out of something. Let's see. I see moving. I do strongly see that. Go back and watch my videos. I've been accurate a lot. I said I see him moving to Europe. Greece. I see Greece. She's Greek, right? Mila Kunis? Or Croatian. But the Mediterranean. I see the Mediterranean because I see olive trees. I see the sea. Very beautiful. The Mediterranean is so beautiful. If I have a love-hate relationship with Europe. I say that. It's not for me. It's very beautiful, but the culture, and there are many different cultures in Europe, but just in general, I'm not a fan. Okay, so I see them moving to the Mediterranean, possibly starting like something with wine. Oh my gosh, Mediterranean wines can be so good. Like Greek wine, Santorini, wine from Santorini is so good. I don't drink anymore. When I did drink, it was so good. I used to drink Santorini wine like water, just so refreshing. But I see them starting like a wine company. Hierophant, 8 of Fire in reverse, Page of Earth. So his name in Hollywood right now is not good at all. I forgot also about the Danny Masterson thing, but he must have Taurus in his chart. This is the card of Taurus. He's being very stubborn, which is sometimes Aquarius, we can be very stubborn, and that it helps us and it hinders us. It helps us succeed, but it also makes people think that we are relentless and ruthless. And that's how it's going to come across. It's going to come across like he's ruthless. And that he only has money on his mind. And people are not going to like that. He's going to get a lot of backlash. A lot. When he starts his wine company, he's going to get backlash. I see him starting like a t-shirt company too. Backlash. Everything he starts, he's going to get a continual backlash. And I'm not in the business of giving people backlash. Even with the Blake Lively thing, when it happened, I said, guys, this is taking it too far. I don't like that she spoke to the journalist like that. I don't think that they needed to do a PR because it was already taking wind of itself. But this whole culture of hating on somebody and every single thing that they do is not healthy. It's not healthy at all. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for the collective. It's just not healthy, you know. If you don't like somebody, just stop buying their stuff. Just, you know, it's that simple. You don't have to be hateful. So he's going to get so much hate. He's going to come out and talk about that. Going to get more hate. Anything he does, that's why he's like this. He's going to get hate. So with his love being Page of Swords, I did say that I see Mila. I've been almost eerily accurate about, except for the Mila thing. I think she is going to leave. She's just planning on when. But I said he's going to be involved in a scandal. I said 2 big scandals. One of them, I predicted one of them was the Danny Masterson. The second one, I believe, is Diddy. Things are going to come out about him with Diddy. And after that, she's going to leave. So let's see. Because she is a Leo. And as much as I love my Leos, they can want to please people. And be very prone to what the culture says, what the group thinking is. They want to be popular, you know. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Galinda from Wicked. If you haven't seen it, it's a great movie. I love it. It just came out. I'm gonna buy it right now to watch at home. So good. I love that movie. I think it's my favorite movie of all time, honestly. But how they're like, oh, let's be popular. That, you know, it's an extreme version, obviously, of the whole situation. You know, wanting to be popular. But I do see here that she likes people's approval. And she's going to come across like she's being emotional. Even though I think she knew a lot of what he is, but because it doesn't fit the Hollywood prototype, she's going to leave him. People don't understand that Hollywood is a very ugly place. You know, living in LA, I saw so many people, you know, they say like with happy faces and shady souls, something like that. There's a phrase that they say. It's a very real thing. They'll do anything to stay popular, to stay relevant, it's horrible. And she will do that. She's going to throw him under the bus, even though I think she's very well aware and might have even been involved in a lot of what he did. But because she was, I believe, kind of coerced when she was younger. But when you grow up, you start to see the light, you know. So she's an adult. She's older than I am, and if I'm able to look at my past and see what happened and move on from it, so should she, you know? And just meaning like still staying married to him. So she's going to throw him under the bus. And when she does, it's not going to be pretty, because a lot of people are going to go do it too. 2 of 5, 3 of 5. And when she leaves, it's kind of like she's going to like burn. You know that meme on Instagram that says me when I leave a job, and it like has the place on fire, the girls in the corner smiling and the house is on fire. That's what she's going to do with this relationship. She's gonna burn it down. So that's what I have for you guys about Ashton Kutcher this year. Not a good year for him. Not a good year for any of Diddy's friends. Let's just say that. Okay, so I'm going to use a deck I haven't used in a while, actually. I'm using the Mermaid Tarot. And it's to do my last video, which is Scooter Braun. Let's pull up his career, love, and well-being. He's been very quiet. Apparently, he started a PR firm. I can't remember what I predicted about him. I do so many videos. But he's a Sun in Gemini. I did say that he would get dropped by a lot of people. I know that was accurate. But let's see. Also, I really love it when you guys tell me what's happened. So thank you for those that write in the comment section, hey, this has happened. This is like an update. Yeah, really lovely. I appreciate you doing that. Okay, so Scooter Braun for 2025. His career being 10 of Pentacles. So lots of money coming his way. I did see him, and now I remember I saw possible jail time. Let's see if I still see that. He's got like hidden money. He's very good at that. He's got hidden money somewhere, and he maybe his see it coming from generational. And him hiding different money, different assets, that kind of stuff. He's very good at that. So let's see what's going on with this. I see him investing in things. He's very good at investing. So I did see, and I still see this very strongly, there is the possibility. I don't see it being true completely. There is the possibility of him serving time. I get 6 months. And if you know how different agencies work, I don't want to get too much into it, but if you know how different agencies work, they will often do a secret plea deal with you in order to give information. I think he was working with some very shady people. I think he was stealing money, like pocketing some money, kind of doing like a money laundering thing. This is my opinion, energetically, what I pick up. And he was working with 2 women. 2 women were helping him do it. So they would like take money, he pockets one, they pocket. Because Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. One of the women helped him. Maybe it's this new PR firm that he started. But it's 2 women he's working with. And they helped collect money. They're very good at like pocketing the money. It's shady. So something's going to happen where it's going to come to light. I wouldn't be surprised if people already gave tips about it to the agencies, if you know what I'm talking about, to the different agencies in order to find something done. They were like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. They saw some red flags, but they were like, no. But this time, I get by April, because it might be attached to Diddy. A lot of things that are attached to Diddy are going to come out, and lots of people attached to Diddy are going to come out. I think Scooter Braun was in some way attached to Diddy, and it's going to come out. So with love being 10 of Cups, I see him meeting somebody. I see him meeting her in like a conference setting. They're going to do business together. I get her being like an Aries type, very fiery. 4 of Cups, the Emperor, Knight of Swords. So she's going to come across like she wants to save him. I see her being more invested in him for the money aspect rather than actual real love. I think he might, after his divorce, be with substances. I remember that he's a Sun in Gemini. I say this all the time. Sun in Geminis, if you can, because I know sobriety is not easy for everybody. If you can, don't drink, don't do any substances. Rather, learn to meditate, do yoga. In fact, Bikram yoga, hot yoga, will help you out a lot. A lot. It's going to give you the stimulation you need. Geminis need to be stimulated. That's just how they work. They like to, I don't know how to explain it, but they get like stimulated. They love to be stimulated. It gives them drive for creativity. So oftentimes they will be involved in substances. I see him with a white substance, if you know what I mean. And that white substance gives him focus. I think he had kind of ADHD, which a lot of Geminis do. They have trouble focusing. So he takes a certain substance and it gives him focus. That's what I recommend. Meditation, yoga, things that give you energy and help you focus. And because he has been indulged in certain substances, it has made him not such a good person. It's given him rage attacks, that kind of thing. So she's attaching herself to him. She might be in PR too. It could be one of these women actually that he ends up being romantically involved in, but she's only going to use him. She wants to use him. She wants to use the family name. She wants to use his money. She's not coming with true intentions. And by the time he realizes that, it will be too late. So I see it being announced this year that they're going to be together. But she doesn't have good intentions. I'm just going to tell you that. So with 2 of Wands, he has to decide. I see him going to rehab, some kind of rehabilitation. He's a tough soul. His karma is coming back to him. This is the year 9. And 9 in numerology is big on karma. Things coming back to us. Completion. And what he has put out, scamming people, allegedly, getting up to nefarious activities, is coming back to him by the end of the year. Mark my words. So that's what I have for you. Also, I'm not that much into what Taylor Swift did about him. This is not my reading based off of Taylor Swift. Energetically, this is what I picked up on. I just remembered that she hasn't a gripe with him. I have my criticism of Taylor Swift. I have a criticism of him. I read what the cards tell me, and he has done, from what the cards tell me, he has done some very shady things in his life, and they're all coming back to him this year. So stay tuned. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you can. Take care.